Alrighty, everyone. Good evening and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Tuesday, the 29th of August, 2023. We are almost at the beginning of September, if you can believe it, and the busy gaming season is about to begin. What was going on today? Well, first of all, unfortunately, this morning, if you can believe it, in the shower, I hurt my neck. I've had sharp shooting pain through my neck all the way down into my upper shoulder all day long. Told everyone the story about it on the podcast if you want to hear it. Sadly, I have a history of this kind of problem in my life. I'll probably have this for the rest of my life. And I was actually nervous at first of how bad it was going to be and if it was going to affect my gameplay today. So I popped an extra strength migraine Advil in the morning to see what would happen. Also on the podcast today, we discussed just some various odds and ends and a lot of Q&A. And it wasn't really too much crazy stuff going on in regards to the schedule or anything or any gaming news. We did discuss my very good performance last night in Street Fighter 6, which went really well. So a pretty typical podcast, if to say the least. It wasn't boring or anything, but pretty much, par for the course of what you can expect. Then we jumped back into Armored Core 6 for only my second session. And this session, a lot of people were anticipating would be the session I would rage quit the game. Why? Because apparently a large number of content creators who have played previous FromSoft games like Elden Ring decided to play Armored Core 6 because it's also from FromSoft, and they apparently rage quit the game at the point that I played today. First of all, it was fun for me because I just made a new build. I had actually made the Tetrapod, which is the four-legged build, and this not only moves fast but hovers, and the hovering is super duper useful in various different ways. Hovering above enemies, a lot of them can't even really reach you or do much to you. Lots of maneuverability. It was really good. There was invisible enemies today. There were interesting, developments in the game. And then, of course, I did get to it. The boss's name, for anyone who doesn't know, is Balthius. And basically, Balthius is what they call a skill check. What that means is, when you get to that boss, you determine whether or not you're going to keep playing this game or not. Because if you can get good enough to beat the boss, you pretty much are going to get good enough to be able to come up against anything else in the rest of the game. And you're going to have a, challenge, but you're going to persevere. And this is why a lot of people got to this boss and quit. So why is Balthius so tough? Without spoiling, it introduces a whole new gameplay mechanic you don't know yet on the fly. Not only that, he's got unique abilities and attacks you haven't seen before. So you're trying to learn everything on the fly, much like the very first boss fight of the game, which is this giant chopper. It's kind of the same deal. It's a boss that you're not ready for. It's kind of like in a FromSoft game when you're fighting a boss that's not like any other fight you've had before. You got to learn phases. He has multiple phases and stuff. Yes, this boss can melt you if you don't know what you're doing. So I started off with one build, wasn't sure that it was going to work, went to a different build, tried for about 45 minutes, and then someone made a suggestion about why don't you go back to your previous build now that you know the boss patterns. I did, and I one-shotted it after going back to the previous build. So, to about an hour, I would say, give or take, maybe a little over an hour, but it wasn't that bad. In FromSoft games, typically, bosses can be tough. There's been many bosses in Soulsborne games that have taken me longer than that. There's been entire streams of me fighting bosses. So an hour is not a big deal for me. I fight the boss, like, okay, it was challenging. It was a little cheap because of the maneuverability of the boss, but overall, you try to attack it, you find its weaknesses, you learn its patterns, you get further and further until you finally persevere. I did. No big deal. And on top of that, I was dressed as Bender from Futurama when I did it. If you don't believe me, watch the video. I'll be honest, I don't know how anyone who has played a FromSoft game previous would rage quit on that, unless they just don't like mech games. I'm at a loss. It wasn't that hard at all to me, I've been there, done that with these games, so I'm used to that kind of a skill check. So I had a good time, and then we had another hour where we even upgraded even further. I ended up getting more new guns, like double Gatling guns and stuff like that. End of the stream, I even kind of turboed through a final story stage, and there was another unique boss at the end of that. That was neat. So I had a good time. 6 hours into Armored Core 6, I like the game. People are saying that the game is basically around 15 to 20 hours long. If you're just focusing on story, that is, if you're not doing like tons of optional content and stuff that I guess will open up at one point. But I'm having a good time. I'm enjoying myself. The stream viewers seem to like it. There was amazing support for today's stream, so I'm happy, and I will continue playing the game. I have no problems doing that. I'm really having a good time with it, honestly. I actually think it's a pretty darn good game. Plot ain't great, but the gameplay elements are good. So, there you go. Tonight's late stream was Chrono Trigger. And the cool thing about it was tonight was the first time that Chrono Trigger actually opened up a bit. And what I mean by that is, up until this point, what you did was kind of linear. There was only one point in the game where we had done some side stuff to get some optional items. Outside of that, it's all like you gotta just go across this one path. Well, now the game has opened up to the point where there is fun optional stuff that you can do. We got a cool new party member. We ended up traveling around and doing multiple optional quest lines today. Got a bunch of really good items. It was fun. I had a great time with it. And I can't wait to play more, because this is, in my opinion, one of the best parts, if not the best part of the game, because you're enjoying all this cool optional content that has opened up. The other cool thing is that a lot of your characters get these kind of, you know, in other RPGs, they're called companion quests, where you'll do a quest line that's related simply for one character, and you go through it, and then you get kind of a resolution to their plot line, or you learn more about them as a backstory. Maybe they become more powerful during the process of the quest. Those kind of originated in a game like Chrono Trigger. And we did one of them, two of them tonight, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, we did two of those optional quests tonight, and two characters got their kind of epilogues, which is nice. And now we're doing more of them. So I had a great time, and again, support for a late night stream was pretty good. Overall today, we came back after 2 slower days. Tons of support today. So thank you to everyone who attended and supported my streams. If you watch those videos, enjoy. Please, if you're having a good time with them, please like them. Please leave comments on them. Please consider contributing in some way. I really had a great time today, and I'm looking forward to more Chrono Trigger this weekend. Now, what about my shoulder? It still fucking hurts bad. Like, oh my god, just right there, I touch it. It's shooting pain, man. It sucks. I really must have pinched this nerve really bad this morning in the shower. I hope it gets better overnight. I don't want to have this pain all week, especially I'm nervous about it for tomorrow night for Street Fighter. Luckily for me, it didn't really affect the gameplay. Once I started playing today, I kind of distracted myself from the pain. Didn't really think about it, and ended up having 2 really good streams. But obviously, I hope I don't exacerbate it in my sleep tonight, and I hope that it doesn't affect Street Fighter tomorrow night. Speaking of which, tomorrow is my final consecutive streaming day of the week. It'll be the Level 1 podcast in the morning. It'll be more GTA 5, now heading into the end game. We're right there with about 10 story missions left, although there will be some side quests that'll probably open up that we'll want to do before the end of the game. So will we beat GTA 5 tomorrow? It's probable. It's possible. But is it likely? That's the question. Unless I rush, I don't foresee myself beating it tomorrow. Just being honest. Unless I really push myself and I rush, I don't really see how I'm going to get it done. But that's fine, because we can easily do maybe a night stream over the weekend, and that'll be the conclusion of GTA 5. So that's what I think we'll do, is we'll get as far as we can tomorrow, have a good time. Please, if you can be there, we're in the home stretch of this game. It's been a great playthrough over the summer. I hope you'll join me tomorrow on the daytime stream. Tomorrow night's late night stream, yes indeed, is Street Fighter 6 ranked gameplay, this time with E Honda. Last time around, a few nights ago when I played with him, I didn't have a good time. I got my butt handed to me a lot. And I think it's because Honda, sadly, is just not top tier. And when I'm facing endless armies of Kens and other top tier characters, I'm having a hard time with it. I'll do my best. The good news is, even if I get bodied all night, I still tend to gain points. So it's not a waste of a night. But I'm hoping to get good progress. He's already at 4-star diamond. I'd love to get him to 5-star tomorrow night. We'll see. One other very important thing. It's a very big milestone. When I play tomorrow night in Street Fighter 6, I'm likely going to hit my 2,500th win. I have 2,478 wins right now. We're 22 away, so we might hit a big milestone on the late night stream tomorrow night. I hope you will join me for that. Hopefully we have good progress with Honda. I'll see if there's any new Honda tech videos tonight that I can watch to learn and hopefully implement into my gameplay, and we'll go from there. It's been a great streaming week. It really has. I hope that you guys have enjoyed everything I've done. Keep in mind, the big new thing comes Friday with Starfield. I know everyone's awaiting it, including me. I actually bought it today to play it early for Friday, which I know everyone wants. I'm very much anticipating it. So, please have a good evening. Enjoy the content. By the way, remember, tons of new content over on DSP Reacts is still going live. One of my parts of my big 15th anniversary reacting went live this morning. And in addition to that, there was more of the DSP versus the Internet React show as well. I think tomorrow if I remember correctly, is going to be the Sunday. Let me see. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I think tomorrow will be the food video. The food that my wife made me for the anniversary event is tomorrow. And then more of the DSP versus the internet react as well. So there's still videos every day over there. If you're subscribed over there, you probably already know, but I know a lot of people don't check every day. They casually go over there. There's a lot of new content on the React channel for you to give a look. Okay? Thank you all. Enjoy the night. Be safe. See you tomorrow for my final consecutive streaming day of the week. Hope you have a good one. Peace out. See you in the morning. Later.